Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Clark. Did you know that your kidneys filter about a half cup of blood every single minute? That's around 200 quarts of blood every single day. They are the silent, tireless heroes of our bodies, working around the clock to remove waste and excess fluid. But as we age, especially after 60, this vital filtration system can start to show signs of wear and tear. High blood pressure, diabetes, and simply the passage of time can put an enormous strain on them. Now, what if I told you there's a population of seniors who seem to have unlocked a secret to protecting these precious organs well into their 80s and 90s? In Japan, the rates of chronic kidney disease for those over 60 are remarkably low compared to what we see here in the United States. For over 30 years as a physician specializing in senior health, I've seen countless patients grapple with the fear and uncertainty of declining kidney function. I've seen the fatigue, the swelling, and the life-altering reality of dialysis. It's what drove me to look beyond our Western medical textbooks and ask, what are they doing differently? The answer, I believe, lies not in some magic pill, but in a deeply ingrained approach to food and life. Today, I'm going to pull back the curtain on the Japanese secret to kidney health. We'll explore how simple swaps for things like miso, the incredible power of seaweed, the daily ritual of green tea, and a philosophy of low-sodium cooking can create a powerful shield for your kidneys. These aren't complicated, restrictive rules. They are simple, profound habits you can begin to weave into your own life, starting today. Before we dive into specific foods, we must first understand the foundation upon which Japanese kidney health is built. It's a philosophy that stands in stark contrast to the typical American diet of large portions, high sodium, and processed ingredients. This foundation rests on three elegant pillars: moderation, variety, and a lower reliance on animal protein. Let me tell you about a patient of mine, Arthur. When Arthur first came to see me, he was 68. His ankles were swollen, his energy was gone, and his lab results showed his kidneys were in trouble. His diet was standard for many men his age: steak, potatoes, and a heavy hand with the salt shaker. The idea of dieting felt like a punishment to him. Instead of giving him a long list of forbidden foods, I introduced him to these three Japanese principles. First, moderation. In Japan, meals are served on smaller plates, which naturally encourages smaller portions. This isn't about deprivation, it's about satisfaction. It allows your body's hunger signals to catch up with your eating, preventing the overload that stresses not just your waistline, but your kidneys. Have you ever eaten a large meal and felt sluggish and bloated afterward? That's your body, including your kidneys, working overtime. The second pillar is variety. A traditional Japanese meal often includes a small portion of fish, a bowl of rice, and several small side dishes, featuring different vegetables, sea vegetables, and legumes. This isn't just visually appealing, it provides a wide spectrum of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that protect your cells from damage, including the delicate filtering units in your kidneys. Instead of one giant serving of a single vegetable, imagine your plate painted with the colors of many. Finally, and this was the biggest shift for Arthur, is a lower emphasis on animal protein. High-protein diets, especially those rich in red meat, produce a lot of acid and waste products like urea that your kidneys must filter out. Over decades, this is like constantly redlining a car's engine. The Japanese diet favors fish, tofu, and legumes, which are much gentler on the kidneys. Arthur didn't have to give up his steak entirely, but by making it a once-a-week treat instead of a daily staple, he dramatically reduced the burden on his kidneys. These principles are all wrapped in a cultural practice of mindful eating. Meals are savored, not rushed. This intentional approach to food is the very bedrock of their health. Now let's talk about one of the most iconic flavors in Japanese cuisine: miso. For many, a warm bowl of miso soup is the ultimate comfort food. It's savory, it's rich, and it has that wonderful umami quality that makes food so satisfying. But here's the problem, and it's a significant one for anyone over 60 concerned about kidney health. Traditional miso is incredibly high in sodium. A single teaspoon can pack 200 to 300 milligrams of sodium, and a typical bowl of soup can easily contain more than a third of the recommended daily intake for someone with high blood pressure or kidney issues. Why is this so dangerous? Think of your kidneys like a sophisticated plumbing system. When you consume excess sodium, your body holds on to extra water to dilute it. This increases the total volume of blood in your bloodstream, which in turn raises your blood pressure. This high pressure relentlessly pounds against the delicate, tiny blood vessels and filters, the glomeruli, inside your kidneys. Over time, this constant pressure damages them, scarring them and reducing their ability to filter waste. It's a slow, silent process of erosion. But the good news, and this is truly wonderful news, is that you do not have to give up that comforting, savory flavor. The Japanese have mastered the art of creating flavor without relying solely on salt. There are excellent miso alternatives. I often guide my patients to look for white miso or shiro miso, which is fermented for a shorter period and is generally milder and lower in sodium than its red counterpart. Better yet, many brands now offer specifically reduced sodium versions. I had a patient, Margaret, a lovely woman of 75 who adored her daily cup of miso. Her blood pressure was creeping up, and her kidney function was starting to decline. She was devastated at the thought of giving it up. Together, we explored the alternatives. We found a reduced sodium chickpea miso that she loved. More importantly, I taught her the foundational secret of Japanese low-sodium flavor, creating a proper dashi, or broth, from kombu, a type of dried kelp. By simply simmering a piece of kombu in water, you extract a deep, savory umami flavor that forms the perfect base for soups. You can then add just a tiny amount of the lower-sodium miso for that classic taste without the dangerous salt load. This simple change allowed Margaret to keep her cherished ritual while actively protecting her kidneys. That brings us directly to our next incredible kidney-protective food, seaweed. Now, I know for many people in the West, the idea of eating seaweed might seem unusual, but I urge you to keep an open mind. In Japan, it is a dietary staple, and for very good reason. That kombu we just used to make dashi is just one of many varieties, like the wakame you find in salads and soups or the nori sheets used to wrap sushi. Seaweeds are true superfoods. They are packed with fiber, which is essential for good digestion and blood sugar control, and they are a treasure trove of minerals like iodine, magnesium, and, importantly for kidney health, potassium. Potassium is a crucial mineral that works in a delicate balance with sodium. While too much sodium raises blood pressure, adequate potassium helps your body excrete excess sodium and relaxes the walls of your blood vessels, which helps to lower blood pressure. It's a natural counterbalance that helps ease the workload on your kidneys. Furthermore, the antioxidants found in seaweed help to combat oxidative stress. Think of it as a kind of internal rusting process that damages your cells, including the ones in your kidneys. These antioxidants act like a cleanup crew, neutralizing the harmful free radicals that contribute to inflammation and chronic disease. However, and this is a critical caveat I must stress, not all seaweed products are created equal. As seaweed has become more popular in the U.S., we've seen a surge in processed seaweed snacks. Many of these are roasted and heavily salted, turning a kidney-protective superfood into little more than a bag of salty chips. This is where you must become a savvy consumer. Always check the label for sodium content. The goal is to get the benefits of the seaweed itself, not to ingest a payload of salt along with it. A simple, kidney-friendly way to enjoy it is to prepare a wakame salad. You can buy dried wakame in most grocery stores. Simply rehydrate it in cool water for about 10 minutes, squeeze out the excess liquid, and toss it with a bit of rice vinegar, a touch of sesame oil, and a sprinkle of sesame seeds. It's a refreshing, nutrient-dense dish that supports your kidneys instead of stressing them. Have you ever looked at the sodium content on your favorite healthy snack? The answer might surprise you. Beyond food, what we drink is equally vital for kidney health, and there is perhaps no beverage more central to Japanese life and longevity than green tea. In Japan, drinking green tea is not just about quenching thirst, it's a mindful ritual, a moment of calm woven into the fabric of daily life. This simple habit, it turns out, has profound scientific benefits for our kidneys. The magic lies in a powerful class of antioxidants called catechins, with the most potent one being epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG. As I mentioned earlier, our bodies are constantly dealing with oxidative stress, a process I often describe to my patients as a form of cellular rust. This rust damages cells throughout our body, and the delicate, hardworking cells of the kidneys are particularly vulnerable. EGCG is one of the most powerful antioxidants we know of. It acts like a potent rust inhibitor, neutralizing the damaging free radicals and protecting the kidney's filtering units from long-term harm. Furthermore, chronic low-grade inflammation is a key driver of nearly every age-related disease, including chronic kidney disease. EGCG has been shown in numerous studies to have powerful anti-inflammatory effects, helping to soothe this internal fire and preserve kidney function. Now, a common and very valid question I get from patients is about caffeine. It's true that green tea contains caffeine, and for seniors, we do need to be mindful. Excessive caffeine can temporarily raise blood pressure and act as a diuretic, which could be problematic. However, the amount in green tea is typically much lower than in coffee, and the key, as with all things, is moderation. For most older adults, 3 to 6 cups spread throughout the day is a perfectly safe and beneficial amount. To further reduce caffeine intake, you can adjust your brewing method. Using water that is hot but not boiling, around 175 degrees Fahrenheit, and steeping for a shorter time, just 1 to 2 minutes, will extract the beneficial antioxidants while minimizing the caffeine content. This also prevents the tea from becoming bitter. This simple daily ritual of brewing and savoring a few cups of green tea provides hydration, a powerful dose of cellular protection, and a moment of peace, all of which contribute to a kidney-friendly lifestyle. This brings us to the heart of the matter, retraining our taste buds and embracing low-sodium cooking the Japanese way. For decades, the Western palate has been conditioned to expect a heavy hit of salt in everything from bread to soup to salad dressing. The result is that when we try to eat low-sodium foods, they can taste bland or unsatisfying. The Japanese culinary philosophy offers a brilliant solution, building deep, complex flavors using methods that don't rely on the salt shaker. The first and most important tool, as we've discussed, is mastering umami with dashi. A broth made from kombu seaweed and dried shiitake mushrooms creates a savory foundation that satisfies the palate on a fundamental level. This broth becomes the flavor base for countless dishes. Once you have that umami base, you can layer other flavors. A splash of citrus from a lemon, or, if you can find it, the fragrant Japanese yuzu, adds a bright, acidic note that wakes up the entire dish. A small amount of mirin, a sweet rice wine, can add a touch of sweetness and complexity. A dash of unseasoned rice vinegar can provide a tangy counterpoint. These elements, umami, acid, and a hint of sweetness, create a symphony of flavor that makes you forget salt is even missing. Let me walk you through how to make a simple, kidney-friendly Japanese simmered dish called nimono. Imagine you have your beautiful, clear kombu shiitake dashi simmering gently on the stove. Into this broth, you add firm vegetables like carrots, daikon radish, and perhaps some winter squash. You let them simmer slowly, allowing them to absorb all of that wonderful umami flavor from the dashi. In the last few minutes, you might add some delicate snow peas or leafy greens. The vegetables become tender and infused with flavor, not from salt, but from the broth itself. There is no need for heavy sauces or seasonings. This is the essence of Japanese home cooking. It's clean, it's simple, and it celebrates the natural taste of the ingredients. By learning to use these techniques, building an umami base and balancing it with other natural flavors, you can gradually reduce your reliance on salt. This is arguably one of the most powerful, sustainable changes you can make to protect your aging kidneys for the rest of your life. Beyond the specific foods and cooking techniques, there is a powerful cultural mindset in Japan that I believe is just as crucial for long-term health. It's the practice of mindful eating. How many of us eat our meals while watching television, scrolling on our phones, or standing over the kitchen sink? In Japan, there's a deep cultural appreciation for the presentation of food. Meals are often served on beautiful small dishes, with colors and textures carefully arranged. This isn't just about aesthetics, it is a powerful cue to slow down, to be present, and to truly savor each bite. When you eat slowly and mindfully, you give your brain time to receive the signal from your stomach that you are full. This naturally helps with portion control and prevents the kind of overeating that puts a strain on your entire system, from your digestive tract to your kidneys. I've seen this make a profound difference with my patients. It shifts the focus from what I can't eat to the joy and nourishment of what I am eating. Adopting these habits can feel daunting, so my advice is always the same. Start small and be patient with yourself. This is not about throwing out everything in your pantry and completely changing your diet overnight. That approach is rarely sustainable. Instead, think of it as a journey. This week, perhaps your only goal is to try making a simple kombu dashi broth. Just that one thing. Use it as a base for a soup and see how flavorful it can be. Next week, maybe you'll try brewing a cup of green tea in the afternoon instead of reaching for a soda. By integrating one new technique per week, you allow these changes to become lasting habits rather than temporary restrictions. I encourage you to share your experiences in the comments below. Your journey and your discoveries can inspire and help someone else who is just starting out. So, let's bring it all together. We've covered a lot of ground today, but the core message is one of empowerment. You have the ability to take active steps to protect your kidneys. We learned that you can swap out high-sodium traditional miso for lower-sodium alternatives, and use a flavorful dashi broth as a base to reduce your salt intake dramatically. We discovered the incredible benefits of seaweed, a superfood rich in minerals like potassium that help counterbalance sodium, while also remembering the critical importance of checking labels to avoid heavily salted snacks. We talked about the science behind green tea, and how its powerful EGCG antioxidants act as a shield, protecting your delicate kidney cells from inflammation and oxidative damage. And finally, we explored the art of low-sodium Japanese cooking, building deep, satisfying flavors with umami, citrus, and aromatics, retraining our palates to appreciate food in its more natural state. My challenge to you today is simple. Please don't try to do everything at once. Just pick one. Which of these tips resonates with you the most? Is it brewing a cup of green tea? Is it trying a wakame salad? Whatever it is, make that your single achievable goal for this week. And of course, it is absolutely essential to consult with your own healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet, especially if you have been diagnosed with kidney disease or have other underlying health conditions like high blood pressure or diabetes. Your doctor knows your specific health profile and can help you integrate these changes safely. Thank you so much for joining me today and for taking this time to invest in your health. It's the most valuable thing we have. If you found this information helpful, I invite you to subscribe to the channel for more evidence-based wisdom to help you thrive in your senior years. Next time, we'll stay in Japan to discover their remarkable secrets to maintaining incredible heart health after 60. It is another piece of the longevity puzzle you won't want to miss. I have one last question for you. Which Japanese tip will you try first? Please let me know in the comments below. I truly enjoy reading your stories and seeing the positive changes you're making in your lives. Until next time, be well.